Everybody wants freedom. Everybody wants freedom. Freedom of thought. Freedom to talk. Everybody wants freedom. Everybody wants freedom. Freedom of speech. Freedom to teach.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to this program, The Rights of the People. My name is Anissa Batiste, and I'm your host. This program is being brought to you by the Thusian Institute for Religious Liberty, and I'm one of the associate directors of this institute. Now, this program, The Rights of the People, will be brought to you from now on every other Friday evening at 8 p.m. right here on SVG TV. We will update you accordingly. As I said before, this program is being brought to you by the Thusian Institute for Religious Liberty, which is a non-profit, non-governmental institute with responsibility for giving or providing you with human rights education. But my dear viewers, before I go in further to explaining to you just who the Thusian Institute for Religious Liberty is and why we see the need to have such a program, I'd like to ask you to bow with me for a brief word of prayer. Loving Father in heaven, we thank you that you are a God who hath created all of mankind with fundamental rights and freedoms which ought to be respected and defended. Bless me now with clarity of speech, and bless the listeners with understanding as they consider the importance of this service which we, the Thusian Institute for Religious Liberty, is bringing to them. These mercies I ask through Jesus Christ. Amen. Now, my dear people, as I said before, we here at the Thusian Institute for Religious Liberty have organized ourselves into a body with primary responsibility for providing you, the listening and viewing public, with human rights education, because we recognize how just important it is for any nation to be educated concerning their rights and freedoms. The Thusian Institute for Religious Liberty was first formed in June of 2007. And by February 2008, we became officially registered and incorporated into the state of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Later that year, in 2008, that is in October, we had our official launch at the Peace Memorial Hall on October 12, 2008. And so since our existence, we have been involved in different educational drives towards the sole aim or goal of informing Vincentians more about their rights and freedoms, and we have a particular and peculiar doctrine of rights which we want to use this television program to continue to inform you about and to help you in understanding why rights and freedoms are so very important. Let me explain a bit about the name of our institute, because you may wonder, why Thusian? Well, the name Thusian comes from the fact that this social organization is affiliated with the independent Thusia Seventh-day Sabbath Adventist Church. This Adventist church is reformed. We have one congregation currently located in Mesopotamia, upstairs the Morocco Cooperative Credit Union, and that's the only congregation we have throughout the state of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I'm making the distinction because we are, as I said, an independent Seventh-day Adventist church, not in any way associated with the region of Seventh-day Adventist churches throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines, with which you may have already been familiar. And so the Thusian Institute for Religious Liberty owes that part of its name to the fact that it is a social arm of the Thusia Seventh-day Sabbath Adventist Church. Why religious liberty? We recognize that humanity has different rights and freedoms. However, our understanding shows us that the right to serve God, or the right to religious liberty, as it is sometimes called, is the first in rank among the fundamental rights of humanity. And as we go along in these programs, we will be sure to explain to you why we hold this view and how this is in fact so. And hence the name Thusian Institute for Religious Liberty, because our unique emphasis, or our particular emphasis is on religious liberty. Having explained this, let me take the opportunity to go through with you some of our positions with regards to our statement of beliefs and our mission statement. Just exactly what would the Thusian Institute for Religious Liberty be doing in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and what have we been doing? First of all, I want to add to what I just explained that the Thusian Institute for Religious Liberty, although it is a social arm founded by the Thusia Seventh-day Sabbath Adventist Church, our services are not limited to members only of the Thusia Seventh-day Adventist Church. Our services extend to persons who are not members of this church and who are not members of any church for that matter. Our services extend to all of humanity. After all, human rights and freedoms belong to all, regardless of race, religion, or lack thereof. And so, this is important for us to consider, that while the current members of TURL, as we are sometimes called, are Christians, our services are not limited to a particular denomination. Let me give you an idea of what we're about by reading some excerpts to you from our mission statement. And I'm reading to you from a brochure that we have created to inform you more about us. And under our mission statement it says, and I quote, "To provide human rights services that are geared to promote respect for and to cause the increase of legal protections for individual rights and freedoms, religious liberty in particular. To undertake initiatives to accentuate the problem-solving potential of the field of human rights, to affirm its validity as the more appropriate and effective approach to human enterprises and solutions. To advance the case for the widespread adoption of republicanism across the globe for more rights-friendly national governance, all towards the sole goal of enhancing social environments conducive to higher levels of mutual respect of persons' rights and freedoms, pursuant to greater levels of civility and development, individually, institutionally, and nationally." This gives a general idea of what our aims are here at the Thusian Institute for Religious Liberty, who is responsible for bringing this program, The Rights of the People, to you. We recognize the importance of human rights to any society, and we understand that its citizens ought to be educated on these things, for we see that this sort of education can go a long way in addressing the many problems that are faced, in particular crime, and in increasing productivity among a people who enjoy the free and full exercise of their God-given and fundamental rights and freedoms. What you will understand as we go along is that the Thusian Institute for Religious Liberty is basically a human rights education services provider. And we do this, that is, we educate you on your rights and freedoms through programs such as these. And so, over the time since we've been existing, we have been involved in different educational drives. For instance, we have a website that has been created and launched, and I will give you the link and you will see it on the bottom of your screen. It is www.firstfreedomthink.com. That's firstfreedomthink, one word, .com. There you will find a library